Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Got a very exciting video to share with you today. We are going to talk about these coins right here that have the two dates on the bottom. These are known as the Bicentennial Eisenhower Dollars. So to commemorate the 200th anniversary, the Bicentennial of the United States, the US Mint produced these special coins. So you can tell by the obverse that these are the Bicentennial because they have the two dates. And by the reverse, they'll have two different designs. They'll have a different design to them than your regular strike Eisenhower dollar. So here is your regular, this is a 1972 Eisenhower dollar. These ones right here have the Bicentennial reverse to them. Now, a lot of people assume that these are all silver. However, that's definitely not the case. When you flip it over, you can see the copper showing right through based on that copper coloring. Now, we also have some different varieties. Now, the varieties make it a little bit more exciting even if you don't have a silver Bicentennial dollar. I'm going to zoom in right here and pay attention to the word states. That's where the block lettering versus kind of more elegant, thinner lettering is most evident. Now, you can see that there are different lettering going around the outside of this one right here compared to the reverse. If you zoom in, I'll zoom in for you, but pay close attention to the T in states. That's kind of where it's most evident. Now you can see this is big, bold block lettering in the reverse. That is the type 1. And this is thin lettering on the obverse. Now you might be wondering, why is this important? Well, the main reason why this is important is because there are only 4 million of the 1976 type 1 coins that were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. That's compared to 113 million that were produced with the type 2 reverse. So big discrepancy right there, very low mintages for the type 1, which can really increase the value of the coin. Unfortunately, the Denver Mint type 1 versus type 2 has lower mintage for the type 1, but not as drastic. So at the Denver Mint, there were 21 million type 1 versus 82 million with the type 2. So what do we have as far as the mintage? Well, let's flip it over and take a look. So this is the type 1 coin, and unfortunately we see that D mint mark right here. So that means it's more rare than the type 2, but it's not as rare as the Philadelphia Mint type 1. So the Denver Mint type 1 has 21 million, Philadelphia type 1 only has 4 million. So it'd be great if we didn't see a mint mark like this one right here. So this is the type 2 right here, and it is from the Philadelphia Mint. So this is the most common of the circulated strike coins that you will see. Now I'm going to flip it back over, and we'll get it in the same order that we had it before. So we got the large block lettering in the back, the thinner lettering on the top right here. So this is for some information that comes to you from EisenhowerDollarGuide.com. Seems like a pretty good resource if you want to look up information about the Eisenhower dollars. So the type 1, here's what it says about the type 1. This variety shows bold block lettering on the reverse of the coin, which is what we've been talking about in the back right here. This type of lettering can be found on the earliest produced Philadelphia and Denver Mint circulated strike coins, as well as some of the proof sets and the silver proof dollars as well. For the circulation strike coins, the type 1 are much more difficult to obtain in high grades as compared to the type 2. This is particularly true for the Philadelphia issue, which can sell for thousands of dollars in examples of mint state 66 or better. So with a coin that has low mintage, if you get it in a high grade, it will be worth a lot of money. So that's the description of the type 1, which is what we're looking at in the reverse. The type 2, this variety displays thinner, more elegant lettering on the reverse. This type can be found on the later produced Philadelphia and Denver Mint circulated strikes in clad proof 1976 S Eisenhower dollars from the 1976 proof sets. In general, the type 2s are found in much higher quality strikes in higher grades. So it's kind of a double whammy as far as looking at the price of these coins. It was hard for them to make the large block lettering in good condition, so less of them in good condition survived, and they made fewer of them. So that's why the really high grade examples are worth a lot of money. Now, it's also important to note that there are many different 1976 Eisenhower dollar coins that are made. In fact, there are 8 different in total, and that's because they made a bunch of different issues, as well as they were making them over 2 different years. They started to make these, the earlier produced ones, which are the block lettering, in 1975. and then they continued to make them up until 1976. Now, the ones that they were producing in 1975 still had the 1976 lettering on them. They just released them a little bit earlier in 1975 to get people excited for the bicentennial anniversary of the United States. So here are the 8 different types of 1976 Eisenhower dollars that you might come across. We have the 1976 Type 1, the 1976 Denver Mint Type 1, and the 1976 Type 2, and Denver Mint, and the 1976 Type 2 Philadelphia Mint. So there is 4 of them for you right there. Those are all the circulation strike Eisenhower dollars. Now we also have uncirculated silver dollar mintage, uncirculated silver dollar coins. There were 4 million of those that were produced, the 1976 S. Those will have the S Mint mark on them. Now there are other ones that have the S Mint mark on them that aren't necessarily silver. We have some proof Eisenhower dollars as well. In fact, we have a Type 1 versus Type 2 of the clad 1976 Eisenhower proof, as well as a proof silver, which is the 1976 S proof silver coin. So we have 2 types of silver. We have the uncirculated strike and we have the proof silver strike. In total, 8 different types of Eisenhower dollars that you might be able to come across. And the mintages on them certainly do vary. The uncirculated silver and the proof coins will have much lower mintages, as those weren't produced for general circulation. Those were made by the mint and sold directly to coin collectors. So if you come across those in circulation, if you get them from a bankroll, that means that someone must have paid a premium for them back in 1976 and then eventually put them into circulation. They maybe came across hard times and needed to cash in some of their coin collection, so they just brought them right back to the mint. Now, the easiest way that you can tell them if they are silver in them is if you see the copper showing through in the back right here. That means they are definitely not silver. If you see all silver, that means they are silver. Now, the proof versus regular strike coins, that might be a little bit harder if you're just getting into coin collecting. But if you've got one that's a much more glossier finish to it, if it's got kind of a cameo reflection to it, if you hold it up to you and you can kind of see your own reflection in it, then that's an indication that it is the proof kind of coating to it, which will have the lower mintage. All right, everyone, I think I've kind of done my best to explain the different type of Eisenhower coins that you can find for the bicentennial year of 1976. But if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. Every few months, I kind of redo some of the similar topics here on the channel, so that's my correction. That's my chance to correct anything that I've mistakenly done, or to kind of improve the quality of previous videos. So hopefully you found this exciting, fun, and if you're still watching all the way through the 8-minute mark, which we're at right now, please do hit subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy!